Good afternoon, you guys. The last 2 days you've seen Abby in a conference. Today you're getting Abby no makeup, a stress zit, and also you are seeing me on my free day, my Sunday, my break. I want to try to turn this around and see. Oh, it did work. So today, since I'm off, I've been out and about, and I wanted to start this live off with some coastal love. Let's see if I could zoom in too. Oh yeah, baby. So I come up here. The beaches are closed. I was just sharing on my Instagram. I took a drive down to the coast, down to the water, and there's a little bit of protesting going on. You could see it on my IG story. But up here, it is so nice and peaceful. Little story before we start. I come up here. I call this street Millionaires Row because these all are cliff edge homes, and they're just so stunning. That one under construction. But I wanted to do today's live up here because it's free, or like free and peaceful is where I'm going with that, is what I mean. So let me set y'all up. I was also hanging out on my blankie earlier, so come on, you can do it. Let's work together. Oh, I know. So I want to welcome you guys. There we go. I want to welcome you guys to day 3 of the 6-day Writers Challenge, and today's challenge is to create accountability, which is exactly what we're going to do, and we're going to talk about the importance of accountability, because if I didn't create accountability for myself, I wouldn't write books. Like there's that inner drive that you have, but what happens right beyond the inner drive or the decision to write a book, your resistance comes up. I want to recommend, for those of you, maybe you do have some extra time or you're looking for a great book to read, is The War of Art by John Peterson. I will tag it in here, or I'll give you the full name. Hi Titan, thanks for being here. Sharon, I see you. Thanks for jumping in. You guys, so I want to let y'all know I see Sharon, Amber, Maggie, Sarah, and Titan participating in the daily challenge so far, where I actually see that your posts are coming through. So continue to do that, continue to share. It's so fun to see y'all getting really inspired about writing your books. If you still want to join the 6-day Writers Challenge, the reward for the 6-day Writers Challenge is free entry into my writers workshop next Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. The workshop is going to be my 5 C's for writing a captivating book. Very powerful, will help create a lot of clarity around the book that you want to write. Maybe you don't know what the topic is yet, but this is going to be that opportunity to dig in a little bit deeper. The 6-day writing challenge is meant to spark inspiration and get you back into motivated and inspired and enlivened about what you want to do, about your own commitment to yourself. I'm going to write a book someday. I'm going to write a book someday. Well, today might be that day. This might be that time. And I want to help people understand that you can write a book as long or as quickly as you want to. It's not about the ability. There is ability, of course, necessary, right? But the time it takes is about the resistance you play with. You get into a wrestling match with your ego, and then your ego gets you into a headlock, and you don't write your book. Or whatever, let's translate this, right? You don't put yourself out there to start dating. You don't apply for your dream job. You don't start the business that you keep talking about, right? Like, so it really is about anything. And I heard this quote 3 years ago that really shifted my life, is your power is based upon the rate in which your word becomes your reality. Your power is based on the rate in which your word becomes your reality, meaning you keep speaking things true. I am an author. I am writing a book. That's right, Titan. We're going to have a different challenge for today, so I'm really excited. But you are saying, yesterday I asked you guys to make a declaration. I am an author. I am writing a book. So now it's about how quickly, how soon will that actually become your reality? Will you be able to say, I am an author, I'm writing a book, this is my book, right? So that's the transition we're making into today's challenge, which is accountability. So whenever my clients have a breakthrough and they're like, this is me and I'm doing this, right? The next step is, okay, by when? By when? And so then you pick, and for this specific example, we're going to say in the next 60 days. So it is March, April, May. May is when the 60-day writers course starts. So let's say May and June, right? So you're going to be a published author by July, let's say. It all works out that way. And so, and again, this is based on how much resistance you release, because the book is already written. It's all up in here. It is just locked in some chamber that you have yet to, right, let it out. And so creating accountability and the rate in which your word becomes your reality is about, I said I'm going to do something, now I'm going to do it. Now, by when? Okay, let's say you're going to be a published author by July. Great. So the next question is, what support structures are going to help that happen, are going to cause that to happen? Because you guys, I say this a lot, as humans, we are a societal species. We are a group, communal species. We want to gather, as you can tell in these times, right? We want to gather, we want to connect, we want support, and we want to be supported, and we want to support. It's our experience of being a contribution to each other. So like, I know I'm talking about a book, but you also know I'm giving you life breakthroughs here, right? So we want to be a contribution. We want to support and be supported. And when we make a declaration, we are not meant to do it alone. That is an old, outdated, and I'm going to be real serious about this because this bugs me, is like, we are meant to support each other. We are not meant to go at it alone. It literally breaks my heart when people get on a phone with me and tell me, I'm struggling. I'm in pain, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm this, I'm that. And I'm like, okay, would you like to work through that? Would you like to move through that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's work together. It'll be this long and this much. And then they go, actually, I think I'm just going to wake up earlier and start going to the gym more. No, that's not how that works. You're just digging, you're like going face first into your struggle. You're digging your hole deeper because you're like, I insist that I need to do this for myself and by myself. That is not true. It's the farthest from the truth. When we struggle isolated and alone, we struggle isolated and alone. So quit hiding out on the things that are holding you back, right? My commitment, part of my own mission statement, is I help souls speak up about their silent struggle and move all the way through it. When you are in the silent struggle, you are in the dark night of the soul, and it's called that because it's the dark night of the soul. It's dark, it's scary, it's lonely, and you are not meant to go through it alone. That's why I'm a professional at what I do, because I know I'm great at it, one, and two, I want to offer it to people. There are times, hi Amber, I see you here too. You guys, I love that you're coming back for all these lives and that you're participating fully. I just want to acknowledge you. But you guys, when people are committed to going through it alone, like I decided to become a professional at this to explain how important it is to not go through it alone. And then I have this one client who's reaching out to me about relationship stuff, right? And she's sharing, oh man, this is tough, and this, and I'm working through that, and my husband and I are talking about this. And I'm like, thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for coming to a professional who can give you unbiased opinion, unbiased reflection and feedback, right? Because when we go to our friends and family about it, they're not exactly equipped to walk us through those processes. And then their opinion is sprinkled. They care about you. So then they're like, you should leave him, you should do this. And then when you want to work it out, then you feel like an idiot for this and that. It's like, oh, it just goes on and on, right? So when you say you want to write a book and then you don't, then your people, your friends and family are only going to say, well, I thought you said you're going to do that. What happened? What's wrong with you? Why haven't you? Right? Or they tell you, well, you know, there's no money in being an author, right? Or, you know, that nobody might read it, right? Like, or starting a business isn't super smart. It's a tough time right now. Like, None of that is true. Only true what you say is true. Like you will, I've been saying it this whole challenge, you speak your reality into existence. And so if you say it's tough, you're right. If you say you're writing a book, you're right. So let's start writing some books. Let's create some accountability. So we say, I'm gonna do this. Okay, by when? Say by when. Okay, what support structure is going to support that process actually happening? Who can you align yourself with to have that actually happen? So today, I'd like you to write down 5 to 10 people. If you are participating in this challenge, here is the challenge part. I would like you to write down 5 to 10 people, and don't quit on yourself. Do not say, I only have one because I'm one. You're going to tag me, you're going to add me, right? But that's not it. That's not the only person in your life cheering you on to write a book. So 5 to 10, don't get to 3 and 4 and say, I don't know anybody else. They're all, whatever. That's your ego saying you're alone in this, and you're not alone in this, right? So 5 to 10 people who are going to serve as a support structure for you doing what you said you're going to do. Now, I would like you to write this. Yeah, that's why the struggle being alone, because I don't trust most people. I know not to judge me. Exactly. Yep, exactly. This is that criticism, right? So that's my problem, right? So don't let someone's criticism, this is cool. Thanks for sharing that, Anne. So this criticism is someone being a reflection of your shadow, of your fears and insecurities. Anybody guys, I'm not going to trail off. I did a really awesome podcast episode that just came out, and I talked exactly about this. I'll share that later. But so someone who triggers you, God, universe, whoever your higher power is, has directly and deliberately place that person in your life for you to learn a lesson. I don't like this person. Great. What is universe showing me? This person triggers me. Why? It's time to practice more curiosity about the people that trigger you. So criticism is really just your deeply rooted fears coming up. You're projecting them out, and they land on someone else, and that person gets closer and closer and closer to you, right in your face. Like, that's not right? It's going to be hard, right? No one's going to read your book, right? Like, and you're staring at your insecurities in the face, and you're like, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay. And yet you stay right. You stay right that you can't do it. You stay right that who are you to do it? How long are you going to stay right about that stuff, right? Embrace those people. Embrace those fears. Embrace your shadow showing right up in your face and say, I'm not afraid of you anymore. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you for your perspective. Head on over there. I need to get to writing right now, right? So you can love your shadow side. That's the whole point, is to integrate it into your life. Thanks, cool, not offended, not upset, have a seat over here, I'll get you a snack while I write my book. So it's not that we resist our shadow or insecurities, it's that we welcome them and that they don't hold us back. So it's so beautiful, it's so fun. It can be so challenging, okay? It's not always that easy, but the more you do it, the more you do it. It's a muscle that you build. And so back to the challenge. 5 to 10 people. Now you can write this just in your journal on paper, who these people are, but I'm inviting you to tag them in today's post. You don't have to tag them all, but tag whoever you want. And I'm going to challenge you to tag them all, but I'm going to also invite you to stretch as far as you can stretch today, which means if these people are cheerleaders in your life, are support structures in your life, I would love for you to shout them out and say, whatever, I'm writing a book. It's already coming to my mind. I'm so excited to do a little share about your book, but share, I'm going to write a book by, let's say, July or June or August, like whatever you want your date to be. Again, you can say 2020. I'm writing a book in 2020. If that's a stretch for you, then that's the stretch for you. But continue to challenge yourself in the writer's challenge, right? So I'm writing a book in 2020, or by July, August, September, October, whenever you think. or want, right? Because our thinkers will push it as far out as we can. You might put December 29th, 2020. And then say, and this is my team. This is the team that is, someday I'm going to say, Abigail inspires me to start writing a book. Hey, that's today. So someday is today. You're going to put this in your challenge, in your post today. So you're going to make a personal post, tag me, hashtag 6-Day Writers Challenge, and again, announce, I'm writing a book, I'm so excited, whatever's authentic for you, make sure this is authentic for you, and this is my team. This is my team of cheerleaders. This is the team that holds me up when I'm down. Whoever it is, you can just tag them. You can tag them and write a sentence of acknowledgement. I always think that that's beautiful. Some people's love language is words of acknowledgement, so that's always great too, right? And so inside of that, you're going to, and then reach out to them. Reach out to them individually. Say, you have inspired me. You have challenged me my whole life. You've believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Like whatever, again, whatever's authentic for you. And let those people know, I could really use your support. All right. So you're enrolling them in supporting you writing your book in the next 2 to 3 months. And so, hey, you know, when I'm down, is it okay if I reach out when I'm struggling, or can I share my next chapter with you? Right? This can be all sorts of however it feels for you. But I'm hosting the course, which is 60 days of accountability. So, you know, you can count on me. And then who else can you count on? Is there a best friend? Is there another mentor in your life? Is there another author that you know? So I want you to really rack your brain, like, who is my dream team of support that I'm going to reach out to when I want to do, I'd rather clean toilets than sit at my computer and write the book, right? I'd rather do anything besides write this book right now. Those are the best times to reach out to this team of accountability. And the importance about knowing who's on your team is that when you're down, you don't struggle isolated and alone. You don't start hiding out. You just pick up the phone. And here's the best part. If you lean too hard on one person and that one person isn't available at the moment you need it, so what? So freaking what? You're definitely one of my 5. Thank you, babe. Yep. I will post my writing. I'm tagging you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are kicking butt. All right, it's finding all 4 of the rest of them. Well, Sarah's in this challenge, and I would guess she's one of them. And there's probably more, not probably, there literally is more. Just keep looking, right? And it's not, they don't have to be writers. They don't have to be anything. You can reach out and you can reach out to your neighbor and say, hey, I'm writing a book. Are you interested in being an accountability partner for me? I'm just going to tell you about how it's going. That's literally it. People need to know you're writing a book. Oh, here's one other piece. Go back to the last 2 posts that you made in the last 2 days and see who liked it. See who commented on it, because that's part of your team. If they're already rooting for you and all you've done is made 2 posts about your inspired action right now, they're in support of you. So tap into the community you already have. Your ego would love for you to think you don't have support, but you do. I am loving this challenge. I love coming for live challenges. This shit is my jam. So I am so excited to continue to support you guys, to continue to like move through space with you. So move through this space today. Create your accountability dream team. Share them, tag them, reach out to them one-on-one, and then tag me, hashtag 6-Day Writers Challenge, and announce to the world and acknowledge your accountability squad. Okay, I love you guys. You are doing great. If this happens to be the first video that you're seeing and it's not too late, meaning it's not April 30th, you could totally play catch up by just doing all of the posts before the writers workshop. So if you want to jump in with us, jump in with us. I'm open to that. I literally make the rules here about this. And so loving you guys being here. I want to celebrate, because the work that we're doing is the work that I'm doing. And I want to celebrate. In the last 2 days, my book, Talking to the Trees, has gone from like 10th on the Amazon list when you search it to number 1. You guys looking up Talking to the Trees by Abigail Gazda has moved it up the algorithms, has moved it up the ethers into the #1 spot when you search Talking to the Trees. So please, if you haven't, please share it, please tag, please do all the fun stuff. And what I have found out is if you're feeling inspired, you go back into Amazon and you just look up Talking to the Trees by Abigail Gazda. Even if you've already pre-ordered it, another search is another move up in the scale. What's happening with that? What that does is it moves it up in people's referrals, right? So if there's someone who buys lots of books on Amazon, or they buy lots of books on Audible, what Amazon does is make suggestions. It's like based on it's like Netflix, like based on what you've already watched, here's like-minded things, right? And so it starts to refer it to people that we've never met before, and that's really cool, because this message, once you guys read it, you are gonna know, you're like, more people in the world need to read this book, because it's really about our connection with ourselves and our internal guidance system and our connection with nature. And I think that anyone in the world can be served by this message right now. And so I'm really, really excited. So I want to personally thank you guys, because I know that the people on here have already pre-ordered their book. They've been searching and sharing it. And so I'm just so grateful to you. So grateful for your pre-orders, your support, your love. And I want to give that right back to you. I want to give it right back to you for you to be able to use it when you launch your book next. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being here. I want to acknowledge you for the work that you've been doing on your own book and celebrating and sharing yourself. Continue to do that. You already see all the support that you're getting, and it's really exciting. And the more that you do it, the more you get to do it. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.